there. When life throws you a curveball, and it definitely will, like it did with our last guest, food bank blogger Kim Pouncey, you have the choice to not let it ruin you and instead see the upside. That's the premise of the new book, Upside, How to Zig When Your Life Zags. It happens, doesn't it? The co-author is here today to tell us how this book is different from many other self-help books and how it can help you recover from an unexpected transition. Please welcome work and life expert Bonnie Michaels. Bonnie, come on out. Hi. How are you? It's good to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Well, I love this idea about finding an upside, and the book is really very uplifting. What is an upside?
Very simply, it's a positive outcome after you've had a downside, so to speak. It's an opportunity. It's something that after the dust settles from your chaos, from whether it's a job loss or you've lost money or a home, there's this little window opportunity that starts sort of coming in, and it's up to you to go out there and really grab it.
Right.
Your last guest, or not the last guest, but Kim.
Guest before last.
Upside. She found it.
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
Yes.
And you talk about something that I think is really important for us to remember, and this is not to minimize the tragic things that happen in people's lives, but we can't stop the bad things from happening. All we can do is make some choices about how we handle the aftermath.
Absolutely.
And so, did this book come from any particular incident or kind of experience that you had?
Yes, well, I think it's a combination of several things. I've been on the downside, and I know what it's like to lose a home, not have money, and I know it's possible to really have a sustainable, successful life. And when my co-author and I began to see the trends, it was like this storm coming, and before we could even grasp what was going on with the economy, our own families started falling apart. Jobs were being lost, money was being lost, and so we felt such a tremendous need to really help people with a survival kit. I mean, people need strategies and tools to get through these difficult times.
Absolutely. And it's nice to do it in this sort of way because I find that people sometimes are embarrassed, they're ashamed of how they feel, they're sometimes depressed if they, well, you know, who wouldn't be depressed if you had some tragic thing happen. And sometimes you just don't seek the help you need. So to be able to sit with this book and sort of absorb the lessons is a wonderful thing. Yeah, what would you say is the key if there's one thing you could ask people to do to get them started?
Well, I like to look at this as the old school crossing that you tell your children. Stop, look, and listen. After, you know, the panic sets in and you're so worried you want to just solve the problem, you really have to stop. You have to assess what's going on in your own life, what's happening in the economy, what's happening in certain career industries, what's happening with money. All these things, you have to kind of get a grasp of what's going on. And the book takes you through many, many exercises and activities to actually do that. But you got to step back and move away from what I call groupthink, where we all sort of buy into all these other media ideas. You have to begin to assess what's going to really work for you over the long term.
And not just try to recover what you lost, but do a landscape review and move forward.
This isn't short term. This is long term, because I don't think things are going to turn around for a very long time.
No. Now, I know some people are just naturally good at this. They're optimistic and they're great. Will these lessons work for people who are resistant to change and who tend to maybe dwell a bit on the bad?
You know, you gotta go with the flow. I mean, truly, this is a book about adapting and changing. And you know, if you have difficulty with that, you at some point really have to, you can acknowledge that I don't like to change. I don't think anybody really likes change. But at some point you have to say, well, if I want to have a life, if I want to be successful, if I want to have something meaningful, I'm going to have to change. If you can't change the situation, you have to change yourself.
Well, I love it. I love this long-term approach, and I like the idea that we can change. Like it or not, things do change.
Right. They do, and you never know what's around the corner.
Sometimes
you know?
better things are ahead than you could ever imagine after things like that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Really
it's
appreciate
such a pleasure.
it.
Thank
You too. Bonnie will be conducting a workshop on Friday, August 6th at the East West Bookshop. I highly encourage you to attend. We'll have details on our website, and you can also order a copy of her book there. We'll be right back.